All right, let's talk about the key points for the 34.20 version of Fortnite. This is me on the new match. I'm wearing the Power Punk skin. It's part of the OG Season 3 Battle Pass, right? But first things first, right? We were told by a post that wasn't the game, right? That the Sentinel Pump and the Hollow Twister would be vaulted, substituting them for other weapons that would make way to the season, right? Either that was a mistake by Epic when posting it, or they decided to roll that decision back, seeing the feedback that we gave to them. Nobody was happy with that, right? Nobody was like, "Oh, this is a great change," and everybody was like, I don't like this, right? I don't like this situation at all." So so yeah, well, I guess it's great news for us, right? We have the Hollow Twister, we have the Sentinel Pump, right? And it seems like we're gonna have them until the end of the season, right? Which is great, right? Now, let's talk a little bit about the exotic weapons, because that's the main change in the loot pool that we have in the season now. So what happens is that the exotic weapons from the previous version have all been vaulted. The new weapons make into the loot pool now, right? They can still be purchased in the black markets as before. They have added the accelerant Hollow Twister to Magic Moses alongside the exotic Chug Jug. It has 400 HP. You have the final sniper and the Rift Launcher. They can be purchased on the Flower Fields black market. And you also have the explosive Mammoth and the Twin Fire Slap shotgun in the black market in Crime City, right? They all cost still 1 Bitcoin, like before. Nothing changed in that sense. So I've played those weapons in a few matches. Also I tested in a few custom lobbies, and honestly I prefer the previous ones. While the clear best addition here is the accelerated Hollow Twister, since the regular versions of it have not been vaulted, I wouldn't say it's a key weapon to have, right? Especially considering that at long ranges the recoil likely get on the way of shots a bit, but from mid-range, if you are free to beam someone, it's of course one of the best ARs in the game. I still think the Midas SMG might be superior to the Hollow, even to the Hollow Accelerant Twister, because the fire rate is significantly higher and the damage is significantly higher, right? Although the recoil is pretty big, much more intense, right? Both of them are really good AR type of weapons with slightly different usages. What matters is which one you can be more accurate with, because discussing DPS doesn't really matter as much, right? DPS doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? You have to hit your shots for the DPS to count, right? If you're just shooting on a target that doesn't move, then sure, that would matter more. But if you're missing your shots, or if the target is moving well and then making miss your shots because of it, right, then it's a different conversation. So the Final Mark Sniper isn't as strong as the previous exotic Sniper. An initial headshot without you marking the target won't really kill someone. So that makes this weapon way less interesting for me personally, but still a fairly good sniper. Probably the best sniper right now, right? I've tried the explosive Mammoth, and it's not exactly as broken as I thought it would be, which is a really good thing, right? Everybody was concerned on how stupid this gun would be, but it's a projectile. It's not hit scan, right? So the projectile is fast, but not as fast. So it's not exactly broken, you know. There are situations that can be really tough to fight against it, but for most part, I feel like I would still get the Mythic Mammoth from Fletcher's Mammoth, right, over this one because of the 2 bullets, right? Because it's hit scan, and that's the whole point of the Mammoth, right? It's a hit scan weapon, way superior than a projectile, right? Although the explosives can be good, they're decently strong, but I feel like it's a I feel like it's a fairly balanced weapon, to be honest with you. Right? So yeah, I would keep Fletchers in my case when I'm playing. Right? I'm gonna go for that one. The Rift Launcher is interesting. It holds just 2 bullets though, and has a 20-second cooldown. I don't think it's really good considering that all ARs are hit scan this season though, right? It's like good for rotation in the game, something like that, right? Good for someone in your team to carry it, but not exactly if you're being pushed, you have to reset a fight, you know? No, but I would say if you are in the game in a tough situation, you can push a rift and get the high ground, great situation, but not exactly the best you can get if you are being, you know, pushed and you're like in danger, right? People can just beam you from the sky. Now, if you like the twin fire shotgun, not my favorite, but if you like it, the problem with it being a super slow reload type of weapon is probably completely solved actually with this lap twin fire, right? Because it reloads when you are sliding, right? Reloads when you are using it. It's a pretty good weapon. Now let me read what it does here. Reloads your magazine while you're sprinting and sliding. There you go. So that makes it like significantly better now in comparison to the other twin fires. So like that's the one in the lobbies right now that you can get, the ones in every single match, right? Anyways, meta-wise, personally, I still see myself keeping the Mythic Mammoth from Fletcher and going with either Midas or the Accelerant Hollow Twister, right? But if I don't have either, I don't see it being a make it or break type of situation, as long as you have an AR that you're good with, right? The thing is, the Mammoth speed for you to point and shoot versus the time of the other ARs is still superior, especially if you can headshot, right? It's a 179 damage to the head, right? If you're like in a end game situation where someone has to kind of leave cover to shoot each other, you know, the Mammoths can just like, you can just leave it briefly, shoot, and come back and take cover, while the ARs cannot. Like the ARs have to do more consistent type of shooting, you know, for you to do more damage. So yeah, I don't see that being much of a change in my meta, in my loadout at the moment. I think I'm still gonna keep the Sentinel Pump, of course. I'm probably gonna use the Hollow Twister. Might not go for the Accelerant Hollow Twister early game because it's very busy in Magic Mode, as everybody's going there to either get some of the other guns, you know, or get the Hollow Twister. So it's kind of busy, you know, a little too dangerous, especially because I fight solo versus teams, right? So that's kind of like different for me. But I still would say, hey, the loadout pretty much doesn't change as much. Unless you really want to carry some of those weapons for different reasons, right? Like, if you were on a team that has good players that can use like the sniper, and can use the Mammoth, they're good at projectiles, right? Or you have like a more of a strategist support type of player in your team, they can probably carry like the Rift Launcher, you know. So like many good ways to go about this, which is fun, which is interesting, I think. You know, I think. But overall, I don't see much of shaken up of the meta. I feel like it's just like you don't have the sniper now that can headshot, right? And they can see you through the walls, which is like broken, right? It was a really good sniper, I'm gonna miss it. But other than that, I think it's good. Anyways, I'm gonna leave you here watching the rest of this match. Don't forget to give it a like and a subscription, please and thank you. I'm live almost every day on Twitch and TikTok. Don't forget to use the code PegasusFly on the Epic Shop. Please and thank you. Anyways, PegasusFly.
never felt like